Check your watch. It's about midnight.
Since you said the person that turned me was a frequent there, did I work the night shift at my diner?
Occasionally, you worked whatever shifts they gave you, to be perfectly honest. You weren't an exceptional worker, just someone they never fired.
So would it be open?
Yeah, actually, probably would.
Yeah, I'll head there.
Cool.
Perhaps going to work.
All right. At this point, swap over to Dimico. What would Dimico be doing on any given night, do you think? Say a random Tuesday
Random,
night.
assuming he didn't have prior business. Usually he would wake up, check in with his, shall we call them, patron. I think he would check with Isabella, and then if she's unavailable, he would go out for a hunt. Honestly, I think he'd go to a coffee shop or something, probably leave his guitar at home if he's just going casually out. And he'd have his computer for taking notes and a sketch pad that he would use to sketch people, look for promising people that he might hunt later.
Fantastic.
The gist is Dimico is going out for a hunt. He would go to a coffee shop or a diner, some place where he can sit. Good to people
Yeah.
watch. Didn't explicitly give him a car, but are you fine with him having a car with his resources?
Do you have points in drive?
I'm almost certain I do. Yes, I do.
Wonderful. Then yes.
Just in the one, yeah, Nissan Sentra or something old, but works.
That car's got an ugly mug.
That was actually my first car, a hand-me-down that I ever got. I will say it was a very good mileage car, super efficient. Funny thing was the trunk was broken, so I had to tape it shut. It was great.
Oof.
I got it for free, so I can't complain.
Right now, Dimico is people watching. You think you've got a pretty good mark here. Just be innocuous. Just not be noticed. There is a moment when you get up and bump into somebody else and accidentally spill your sketchbook and papers, causing commotion enough that you're pretty sure your mark looked over your direction. They
Shit.
probably won't remember you. How often do you remember some random stranger who spills a book? But you have been seen.
Frustrated, he goes back to his seat.
And that's when your
No.
phone rings.
He pulls out the flip. No, it's not even a flip phone. It's a brick.
It's a small brick, but it is a Motorola brick.
Yeah.
You have one of the earliest cell phones, or one of the earliest commercially widely used cell phones. Haven't yet picked up in popularity, but your boss insists. It does thankfully have caller ID, and it is your Mola, Miss Zaslevskaya.
He looks around and quickly scoops his belongings into his bag, walks to the edge of the place, probably near the payphones, and presses the answer call button. Hello?
Yes. Yes, my darling. We have a situation at home. I need your expertise.
Oh, yeah, I can be there in 15 minutes.
It is not here that I need you. She explains that her child has caught wind of a fledgling vampire, but failed to bring him in. He seems to have slipped the noose. But it sounds like it's a fledgling. And a caitiff. If he's caught by the sheriff, then he's gonna die.
Yeah. So we need to move fast. Where am I going? I'm already moving towards my car.
Suspect is, you hear the snapping of fingers. She is getting a pile of papers and looking through. Yes, we have Jackson Miller, place of work, place of address. He was seen fleeing from his apartment. I have a list of known close associates. Mr. Black, you are incredible today. Tell me what you want to go after first, and I will give you an address, a phone number, what you need.
Holding the phone to his shoulder, ear to his shoulder, he opens his car door, gets inside, then readjusts. He says, he was seen last at his Apartment, you said? Fled?
Yes, yeah. Northwest. It is in our territory, thankfully.
Do you know if he has a car or if he's on foot?
Seen fleeing on foot.
Okay. I go through the list of things that she gives me, and is there some way I can piece together his work is within walking or running distance?
You whittle down the list, and most of them don't make sense, but you see how close his work is. She gives you the address for his work.
I'm gonna try stopping by this diner. It sounds like a place that he might have people he knows, might have seen him, or maybe he checks in. Yeah, if not, then call me if you get any new information.
Of course. Thank you,
You want me?
Dimico.
My pleasure. Would you like me to bring him straight to you, or is there a more secure, less spill back on you if things go sideways? We can't predict how he'll react.
A wise question, Dimico. I cannot be seen with him. We have a group of up-and-comers out in Gresham. Take
across-
this one to them.
It's across the border, isn't it?
Yes, they are anarchs, but perhaps we can change that. Their baron is wavering. Gresham is not Portland, technically, and they may be able to set up a princedom of their own if coaxed in the right direction.
But more importantly, that means the sheriff doesn't have jurisdiction.
Indeed.
All right.
If you could make sure this one becomes an asset, you would have my gratitude. And I should remind you that if Gresham does turn Camarilla, we will need to establish the same procative policies that we've been advocating here.
Yeah, that'd be good. Let me see what I can do. I'll call you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
And you are pulling up to the diner now. As you're parking, we pop back over to Jackson here. Jackson, you have made it to work. It's a diner, it's a gig. You sometimes do catering work for other folks, but this is your day to day. You see a few of your coworkers who are working away. We've got Sherry's as our sort of Denny's analog here. It's an up all night kind of place, serves pies and coffee and food.
Yeah. I assume just getting there, still freaking the hell out because he just killed someone. He's going to pull his work best friend to the side, pull him into a booth if they're working as a waiter as well. There's something really weird happening to me. You know how I took that girl home last night?
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. How was it?
I can't remember, and I woke up in a closet starving. I also, fuck man, you really can't tell anybody this, right?
You still got your kidneys?
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel great, but here, come here. I'll just gesture him to lean closer.
It is at this point that Dimico has parked and has walked into the building.
Could I have blush of life before going inside? Just to get it out of the way, you understand. Gets a little hungrier. Hunger too.
The beast coils within and loosens itself, perking from its lair. It is paying attention now.
Coppery taste in his gums as he draws upon the blood to flush his skin and make him appear more human.
Yes, you are indistinguishable now, forcing the blood to pump through your body rhythmically, giving yourself at least a weak heartbeat.
Back inside.
Dimico will notice the pale guy freaking out at one of his coworkers. Is you just now were like, no, come here closer, to whisper to him, implying that you very much weren't whispering up until that moment. That is the point, Dimico. You see this individual saying something about how they woke up in a closet and then quieted down real quick. Do you approach?
Dimico lets him pull his friend into the booth. That's what your intention was, correct?
When I walked in, I pulled him into the booth. I'm gesturing for him
Okay.
to lean closer right now.
So you're in the booth, all right, perfect.
Yeah,
Then
they're both sitting there. He's just, hey, come closer so I can whisper to you.
So Dimico walks up. Excuse me. He has Few noticeable distinguishing features: blue eyes, short dark brown hair, usually slicked back, a faint scar upon his left cheek, usually wearing a turtleneck with a jacket over top of it and some gloves. Portland, I feel, is colder weather, so hopefully that doesn't stand out. Very professional looking, but not in a businessman suit and tie way.
No, man's wearing a tactile neck. How about a description of Jackson?
He has medium length black hair. He's pale as shit even before he was turned into a vampire, so he's just ultra pale now. He's wearing a brown overcoat, I feel, that he threw on when he was in his rush. Something to like cover his body just in case, anything dripped onto his skin from the blood. If vampires do sweat, he was sweating from how long he was running and how stressed out he is.
Your coworker, I'm going to go with Bruce. Bruce looks up. Good evening, Mr. Bond.
I get it. Excuse me, Jackson, I believe that we share a mutual friend and I have some information I need to relay to you.
I have no idea who you could be talking about.
I'm just the messenger.
Who's the mutual person? Because I don't look like I would know anyone that he just gestures at your get up.
I understand. I look towards Bruce and I say, could you excuse us for just a moment? I just have to quickly deliver a message, you understand, courier service.
Yeah. He looks to Jackson, looks back up, thinks twice, and gets up to give you some privacy. You can see that he's back behind the counter and he's back in the kitchen. He's looking out at the situation. He's far enough you're pretty sure he can't hear you, but he is definitely watching.
Dimico, not sitting down, he just leans forward into the booth and will very quietly say to Jackson, the police are looking. I know you don't know me, but I know what you are, and I have been instructed to take you to a safe place so that you are not caught and do not complicate things worse than they already are.
What do you mean you know what I am? What the fuck is wrong with me? What is happening?
Are the police after you?
Yeah, they tried taking me to the station. I don't know why.
How long do you think before they will look here? It didn't take me more than 15 minutes to find you.
They know what I look like. They don't know my name. They found me in a dumpster because I was running.
If they don't have your name now, it's only a matter of time. All your information was provided to me, and that's just because we got the lead in terms of getting ahead of this. There's worse things looking for you right now than the police. If you want to survive the night, please come with me. But I can't make you. I know you have no reason to trust me, but I'm asking you to anyways.
Could I try to see if this man is throwing a bunch
Yeah,
of lies in my face?
Storyteller, do you believe that I've lied in any way unintentionally, maybe? But I
absolutely
felt like,
not.
yeah, I felt like I was being pretty close to the chest, and maybe you pick up on that. But maybe there's a good reason for it.
He's not giving you the whole story, but you have a feeling that the whole story would take at least a week.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, I guess there's two types of vibes you could get from someone that's keeping things close to their chest. One, they mean you harm, like they're trying to get you into a bad situation, and the other, they're trying to be helpful, but they can't tell you things. You get the
Yeah,
latter vibe.
yeah. Jackson's just bouncing his leg underneath the booth as he listens. He looks over at Bruce, back to you, back at Bruce, and back at you. Fine. Why is everything gotta be so fucking weird? Fine. And he'll scoot towards the other booth. Come on.
Yep,
I just gotta tell him that I'm leaving. I'll be right out.
Yeah,
don't take
Bruce
too
will
long.
come on over.
Yeah, I'll walk over to Bruce, grab him by the shoulders, and pull him close and whisper to him, "This guy's fucking weird, but he sounds like he actually does want to help me. I don't know how long I'll be. Could be a couple days, maybe less. I don't even fucking know. If the police come here asking about me, you don't know me other than just being a work colleague, all right, man? I don't want
Yeah,
to get you in
no,
trouble for this shit."
I don't know anything more than your initials, dude. Nah, totally. This guy looks like he might have some money. If he can get you a good lawyer, please take it up. Public defendants are shit.
Yeah, I know. Alright. I'll come visit again when I can, man. Hopefully I don't get fired in the meantime, right?
I'll make something up. I'll keep the boss busy.
Thank you. I'll pull him into the briefest hug and then just push him away and walk over to Dimico.
Go looking at his watch, he looks back up. All done? Ready to go?
As done as I can be for how brief of an explanation that you just gave me.
Brief is good. I think we need to move right now before the hounds get your scent.
What the hell does that even mean?
It means the police are looking for you, and there are other people looking for you. I'm here to make sure that you don't get found and punished for the thing that you did.
Oh, fuck. Alright.
He pops the door. The car actually doesn't have electronic locks, which is absurd to
Yeah.
us that live in a world where the keychain things are complimentary. He unlocks the door and then he has to press a button to pop the locks on the door. And he says, "Get in."
Yeah, I'll get him. What do you mean by other people?
The hair on the back of your neck prickles, Dimico.
Hmm.
Something with obfuscate has entered the area.
He quickly shuts the door, and if you're in, he starts the car and puts in the gear, backing out of the place. He's looking around, but he is more focused on plotting a way out of this area.
The Nosferatu spies don't manage to see you. You are out with your nondescript car, black sedan.
Can I flavor something real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sensation. He has a sensation of someone skulking. He actually reaches over, takes your shoulder, and you can, of course, resist, but just for the second that he's pulling out, he pushes you down so your head is below the dash as he rolls out. So even though they see a car leave the diner quickly, and they might even identify Dimico, who knows? Hopefully, he kept him out of their sight.
He doesn't really resist trusting that insight I got earlier that you're trying to do a good thing for him. What the hell is going on?
There are people looking for you, and they want to hurt you.
You've just said the same thing 4 times now. That doesn't answer anything.
It's essential, time critical that we get you out of the territory where they have authority.
We're
If
in a
you're caught,
fucking car.
it's not far. We just need to get to this, what was it, tattoo parlor?
Yep, you just need to get across the river. It's maybe a 20-minute drive. If
20-minute
that.
drive, and all your questions, I will do my best to answer them. It will not make sense for a bit, but I will do my best. Just stay low, and please just let me do my job. I assure you I'm trying my best to keep you alive.
Everything is. Why do they even want to kill me?
And with the hysterics only continuing for the rest of the drive, we will hop over to the Scarlet Lounge. It's an average Tuesday night. The club is bustling. Matt is working audio. Candy's working the dancers. And Fox is browsing for new clients and very much on the lookout for any kindred clients to try your new tattooing skills on.
Yes, indeed.
On a given night, what are we
Definitely
doing?
tested it out on
Go-
myself, but yeah. I usually have the tattoo parlor open earlier and then close down, unless I have any appointments, close down like 11:30 or so and come over to schmooze, and I guess I'm still working security. It's
Candy
being
actually
pleasant.
had some good news about that.
Oh.
Yeah. I was able to, with some of the money, got one guy to watch the door, a big beefy guy. We got one guy to watch the stairs up to our rooms, and we got 2 people who stay on the floor in between the guests.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Up in the world.
It's like I don't even
Yes, I was-
recognize the place anymore.
it's actually looks nice. Candy will almost start crying.
How about Matt? What's Matt up to on a given night like this?
I'm in my little audio booth playing the greatest hits of 1997. for our wonderful dancers. There's a spot where I used to keep a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos that now has a suspiciously opaque red mug in it.
Candy is frantically trying to get Matt to change the audio to anything better than Best of 97.
It's 1997!
You can't get better. It's the best of 97.
You tell me you don't want It's Your Love by Tim McGraw in your dance club?
Okay, we're putting on corn. That's it.
You don't want Don't Cry for Me Argentina by Madonna?
Okay, maybe if it was by, oh my god, Lapone, Patty Lapone.
Usher's doing You Make Me Wanna.
Oh, okay, that you can keep. Candy is now meticulous going through this list. No, yes, sometimes. No.
Only
What
when
year
they're
did Fortnite
really
come out?
drunk.
Okay. On this given night, these two are arguing about the radio. Dimico and Jackson at the Scarlet Lounge. You were given this place. You double checked with Miss Zasilevskaya. What do? The Scarlet Lounge is a small strip club.
Fun fact, Portland, Oregon at one point contained the most strip clubs per capita.
Certainly
fun
a fact. Yeah.
Wonder why that is.
No, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, I never quite figured that one out.
I'm sure there's a historical reason. Someone knows.
Oh yeah.
It's not exactly an A+ strip club, but you can tell that there's at least a coat of fresh paint. There are maybe 4 or 5 cars parked in the parking lot.
I like to imagine anybody near the door could just hear Jackson like, "What the fuck are we doing here?"
This just raises more questions.
You're taking me to the strip club?
All the answers are here. What?
Did you bring 20s? I have the answers, but
20s
it's going to
and
cost.
97?
He turns to Jackson and he looks you straight on. And he says, "This is the most difficult night that I'm sure you've ever had in your life. I can't promise it's going to get easier, but as I promised before, I will do my best to answer your questions."
What do you mean you can't promise it's gonna get easier? I tore someone like limb from limb in an elevator. How can it not get easier than that?
You know you're no longer alive, right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Feel your neck, feel your pulse, feel your heart.
I'll put my fingers up to my neck trying to feel for a pulse, I guess. The fuck?
Sometime in the last few nights, you met someone. Someone that you didn't know too well, I assume. Someone who was either charming or convinced you to either take a one night stand or join them for an evening. Then you woke up hungry, thirsty, alone.
I mean, describes most of my nights, but yeah. I woke up, everything tasted terrible. Like, it was like ash.
That's what happens after you're embraced.
Grace, what, did I get a hug or something? What the hell does that even mean?
When our kind are created, it's called the embrace. We are what you would call, and we don't use this word, vampires.
Yeah, I've got to be in the dream, right?
You said you ripped someone apart.
Yeah, dreams can be very violent.
Did your teeth become fangs? Did you drink their blood?
He's not going to answer. He's just going to very hard just like pinch and twist his arm. See if he can wake himself up from a non-existent dream.
Oddly enough, it doesn't hurt as much as you'd expect. There is a numbness to you. It's like it's dead flesh. You can feel it in your bones. You're not quite here anymore. You can feel your body in a way that you hadn't felt it before, like it's something that you're carrying around.
Okay. That feels weird. This has got to be a dream, right?
I assure you,
Vampires,
this is not a dream.
vampires aren't real, man.
We call ourselves kindred. That is the word that I suggest that you use when speaking to others like us.
He puts both hands on his head. Just like, no.
Yeah, look, I get it. This is not the first time this has happened. I've seen this before. Take it one bit at a time. I'll explain more, but I need to make a call so that we can go inside. There are people there like us, and they're going to help protect you. And, well, what you did was a breach of the Masquerade. And if you learn nothing else tonight, know this is the most important thing in your new existence. The Masquerade must be upheld. You must conceal the existence of kindred from the mortals. If you do anything that brings attention to yourself or to us, either the kindred are going to destroy you or the mortals are going to destroy you.
What the fuck?
Yes, you've said that as well. Now you understand why I couldn't tell you more until we got here. He lets you absorb that for a minute. He's going to take his cell phone out and he's going to just dial Isabel's number. Whether she picks up or not, as soon as it answers, he's just going to say, I'm outside the club. Do they know that I'm here? Or do they know that we're coming?
No, they do not. I can call ahead if you wish them to know it was me who sent you.
No, I don't think that's necessary, but I wanted to give you information that we arrived safely. I don't think you were
appreciate it.
spotted.
You
I'll,
have my gratitude.
We'll face to face when we can, but for now, I'm probably going to go offline for a bit.
Make contact. Cauterize if you can.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. He hangs up and he says, all right, that takes care of that. Listen, here's the situation. Know that there are some who would lie to you about things just to get you to do what they want. I'm going to do my best not to do that because I've been in a very similar situation to you. And it's shitty. You were embraced illegally. There's laws that govern this sort of thing. Otherwise, vampires would be running around all of the time and people would find out about them. You were legally embraced, and the punishment for that crime is the death of the one who embraced you and yourself.
Oh, great. So I'm like a bastard child. Awesome. Cool.
In a way, yes. However, that law only applies in the domain of the Camarilla. They're a faction. We just left their territory. I got you across the border, as it were, of that particular domain. They don't have authority here. But that also means we don't have any standing here either. It's very important to make a good first impression on these other kindred because we want to be given the haven and safety here. Do you understand?
What I'm getting from this conversation is I let you do the talking because I don't want to say the wrong thing and they end up yelling at us to get out.
That might be for the best, but I'm also not going to tell you not to say something if you feel the need. Just be conscientious. Everything that you say is going to be very carefully listened to.
Of course it is. Right, yeah.
I'll tell you this, kindred, we're all predators, even you. Now, if they sense weakness, there are some who might take advantage of that. You don't have to seem stronger than you are, just don't act like prey.
Okay, I could try to do that. He's about take a few deep breaths and try to calm himself before realizing he hasn't really been breathing.
I give your shoulder a little quick squeeze, but let you go. Don't know how touchy you are. And then he says, let's go say hello.
Okay, yeah. Kindred, right? Not kindred. No vampire calling.
Unless you know the person who you're speaking with is a kindred, it's probably best just to treat them like you would anyone else. There's not a lot of ways to tell just by looking at people. Look at me. I probably look just like everyone else, but that's because I have an ability that you can do as well that I will teach you if we have the chance to make your blood pump again, to breathe, to simulate the living.
All right.
Any other questions before we go inside? I'd like to get this done before things get too.
They can probably wait until after we talk to whoever's in here.
Okay. I'm sorry, I
Ah.
don't know if I gave you my name or not. I'm Dimico.
Nice to meet you, Dimico. You already know my name, obviously.
Jackson. Yes.